All right, welcome to this explainer mapping out your journey to publishing cutting-edge research in the Pacific Journal of Advanced Engineering Innovations, or PJAEI for short. Look, if you're an ambitious researcher looking to make your mark, you already know that getting published isn't just about having great data, right? It's about knowing exactly how to navigate the system. So today, we're going to give you a comprehensive overview of that entire life cycle. We'll cover everything from drafting your very first word all the way to that incredible moment your work goes live to the world.
Okay, let's dive right into their core mission statement, which basically positions the journal as this prestigious bridge turning academic theory into real-world technological solutions. You know, this isn't just a place for abstract theories that'll sit on a dusty shelf gathering dust. No way. PJAEI is actively looking for research that tackles critical global challenges and sparks real transformative technological advancements. So, the big takeaway here? Your research really needs to highlight its practical, real-world impact if you want to catch the editor's attention.
So, we're going to treat this explainer as a roadmap for your research, covering 1. Introducing the PJAEI. 2. Exploring the journal's scope. 3. Blueprint for your manuscript. 4. The peer review pipeline. And 5. Final steps to publication.
Section 1. Introducing the PJAEI. First up, let's establish exactly what this journal is and why it's the perfect platform to showcase your hard work in innovation.
So, the journal publishes 4 quarterly issues a year. And honestly, this is fantastic news for you because it means you've got multiple regular opportunities to get your work out there. Whether you're submitting a high-impact original article, a massive comprehensive review paper summarizing the state of your field, or just a shorter, thought-provoking technical note, this quarterly schedule keeps the pulse of new science beating at a really rapid pace.
Section 2. Exploring the journal's scope. Let's explore the massive and diverse universe of engineering disciplines they cover.
Now, if your research is rooted in the foundational pillars of engineering, you absolutely have a home here. We're talking about those critical ground-level advancements. For instance, designing earthquake-resistant infrastructure in civil engineering, optimizing manufacturing automation and mechanical engineering, or, pushing the boundaries of smart grids in the electrical fields. Basically, if you're refining sustainable industrial practices or engineering lightweight materials for extreme environments, PJAEI absolutely wants to see your data. But what's really interesting here is how they explicitly champion avant-garde interdisciplinary research, stuff that bridges engineering with physics, biology, and computer science. They are actively hunting for the bleeding edge, things like quantum computing, tissue engineering, nanomaterials, and plugging AI into cyber-physical systems. If your work crosses those traditional boundaries to solve complex modern problems, well, this journal is specifically designed to amplify your voice. Section 3. Blueprint for your manuscript. Once you're confident your research fits their vast scope, it's time to start constructing the physical blueprint of your paper.
Okay, a crucial point here is strictly following their author guidelines. And I mean strictly, because an editor can literally reject a submission right at the desk if it doesn't meet minimum standards. You've got to keep your title punchy, strictly capped at 15 words, and your abstract maxed out at 250 words. That abstract has to stand entirely on its own. On the flip side, a massive pitfall to avoid is introducing any new information or arguments in your conclusion. Your conclusion is purely a summary of your main findings. Seriously, save the new ideas for your next paper.
Your paper has to follow a really logical, strict structural pipeline. It flows seamlessly from your title and keywords, right down into an introduction that clearly states your research question. From there, you meticulously lay out your methodology, the setting, the participants, the data collection, the whole shebang. Then, present your results logically using tables and figures, followed by a discussion that interprets those results against existing literature. Finally, wrap it all up with that concise conclusion and your recommendations for future research or clinical practice.
Now, before you even think about hitting submit on their online system, make sure the basic structural nuts and bolts are fully tightened. The journal mandates Times New Roman font, size 12, 1-inch margins all around, and single spacing throughout. And this is a big one. Every single reference must flawlessly follow APA citation style. Double-check that all your cited references are actually in the reference list, and vice versa. Honestly, overlooking these basic formatting rules is the absolute easiest way to delay your publication journey before a human even reads your abstract, so don't let it happen to you.
Section 4. The peer review pipeline. With your perfectly formatted manuscript submitted alongside a compelling cover letter, you now enter the rigorous crucible of peer review. PJAEI relies on a transparent, highly rigorous double-blind system, and this is incredibly important for you as an author. It ensures that your work is evaluated purely on its scientific merit, its originality, and the sheer strength of your data, without any risk of implicit bias about who you are or where you're from. It completely levels the playing field for everyone involved.
So, your manuscript is going to travel across this specific timeline. First up, the editorial office conducts an initial screening, which, very importantly, includes running your work through plagiarism detection software. Past that, and it moves to the editor-in-chief or a senior editor to check its novelty and scope. Next, a specialized handling editor takes the reins, handpicking 2 or 3 qualified experts from their database. After a quick check for conflicts of interest, those experts conduct the blind review, which eventually leads to your final editorial decision.
And during that third stage, those anonymous experts are going to aggressively stress test your research against some very specific quality assurance criteria. They're going to be asking things like, does this actually contribute new knowledge? Are the research methods truly sound and well executed? Are the data presented accurately? They're also looking closely for relevance and impact, particularly noting its significance within the Pacific region. And of course, they're going to be judging the overall clarity and structure of your writing.
Section 5. Final steps to publication. Let's see how all that expert feedback culminates in the ultimate goal of publication.
All right, the handling editor will synthesize the reviewer's reports into one of these 4 decisions. Now, if you get an accept right out of the gate, huge congratulations, because that is incredibly rare. It's much more likely you'll see minor or major revisions. And hey, if this happens, please don't be discouraged. It's totally normal. You'll be given a specific time frame to address the reviewer's comments. You just need to submit a detailed response outlining exactly how you addressed each piece of feedback, which honestly just elevates the quality of your paper even further. If it's a major revision, expect a second round of review to make sure all their concerns are fully satisfied.
Once you clear those final checks and approve the proofs, which, by the way, is your absolute last chance to catch any minor typos, your work goes live online in the very next available issue. And honestly, here's the best part. It's immediately available under an open access policy. With a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial license, your research is instantly accessible to the entire global engineering community. That maximizes your impact, boosts your citations, and solidifies your contribution to science.
Now that you understand the exact pipeline, from making sure your study design is rock solid, to formatting your abstract, to surviving that double-blind review, you have the comprehensive overview you need to succeed. The world is facing some incredibly complex, unprecedented challenges that desperately require innovative engineering solutions. The Pacific Journal of Advanced Engineering Innovations is out there waiting for your submission. So the only question left to ask is your research ready to shape the future?